It dawned on me that everyone in Team 7 has received a What If They Were Reborn video. And while we did do one for the entirety of Team 7, I noticed something when one of you left a comment. You reminded me that I never did a solo story for Sakura, and that feels, honestly, tragic. Everyone forgets about Sakura. Kishimoto forgets, and now I forgot. I'm sorry, Sakura-chan. You deserve more. So to right this grievous injustice to the most underrated character in all of Team 7, I'm going to finally give her a video dedicated only to her. I hope it suffices for you all. Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, only 25% of our viewers are subscribed, so if you're a fan of the video, please like and double check if you are subscribed. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. A head full of pink, a kipao of vibrant magenta, a young girl hovered in darkness, yet was not alone. Where had she been moments earlier? It was no longer clear to her. As she looked down at herself now, she saw the same clothes she wore during her academy days. Or she would wear? Time moved strangely here. There was a figure, a mysterious man who, despite looking quite strange and startling, gave off no ill will in his movements. Whatever he was, Sakura didn't sense any threat from him. No words passed between the two. That's when suddenly she found herself pulled through one of the many doors, as if a dream were ending and a new one beginning. Sakura found herself standing on the bridge. She found herself looking over the rim at the river. Just below her was the shore, large rocks like stepping stones lining its surface. This was always her favorite spot to come and think. Behind her, she heard, but didn't really pay attention to, the sounds of Sasuke and Naruto. They were kind of fighting. What had started as Naruto partaking in a little horseplay with the ever-stoic Sasuke had led to an argument about annoyance that escalated until the boys, being boys, began to tussle. It was nothing new. Sakura remembered that this was how it always was meant to be. Sasuke and Naruto were the definition of bitter rivals at this age, but what they would grow into was beautiful. The closest of friends, brothers. The longer she thought about her place here and her chance to make things the way she thought they should be, the harsher their personal battle became. Sakura, thinking about all the hardship, but what would come of it later, was convinced that doing it all over again, she wouldn't change a thing. After all, it was this that Sasuke used for character growth. What would have happened if it had been anything else? Would they have still had their happy ending? Sakura couldn't be sure, and so she found it a better idea to simply let Sasuke play out his future the way it should. And that tussle behind her saw Sasuke pushed, his entire body crashing into Sakura, who was cast over the side of the bridge, down to the rocky shore below. With a scream, she fell. Sasuke struggled to get up as Naruto rushed to the railing to look over. Both looked down and saw Sakura laying motionless on the rocks. "Dumbass! Look what you did!" Sasuke shouted as he jumped over the side. Naruto came down as well to the shoreline where he went to check on her. Naruto went to move her, but Sasuke stopped him. "Hold it! She could have broken her spine. We gotta make sure she's okay to move," he said. He then activated his Sharingan and began to run his fingers down her spine to find any breaks in it. It was at about this time that a voice came to them. "What's going on down there?" Naruto looked up and saw Kakashi looking over the railing down at them with concern. "Kakashi-sensei! Sakura fell from the bridge! She's unconscious! Help!" Kakashi came down to check on her. He noticed blood on the rock. "Oh dear," he said. Looking over, he produced 4 quarters to Naruto. "Go to the payphone. Call for a medical nin." Naruto was off in a flash. Sasuke spoke. "I'm pretty sure her spine is intact. Still, don't move until medical professionals arrive." Once again, Sakura floated in darkness, but this was a different darkness. Not quiet, as dark? Less dark than the darkness she had been in before, less alive. She hovered in it until light began to glow through. Sakura opened her eyes to find herself in a hospital bed, her head wrapped up and her neck in a brace. She felt horrible. As she lay there, she let out a high-pitched yet hardly audible groan. This drew the attention of Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi, who came around the side to her. "Sakura, are you okay?" Naruto asked. Sakura looked at him. Yeah, I think," she said. "What happened?" "You fell off a bridge," Naruto said. "More like was pushed off a bridge," Sasuke said. "Was your body, Sasuke," Naruto retorted. Kakashi then broke into the conversation to end the bickering. "The medical nin came and stabilized you. You suffered a cervical spine fracture of the neck caused by..." Kakashi looked at the chart again. "Axial loading." Naruto simplified it for her. "You fell on your head and broke the bone keeping it standing." Sakura's eyes widened. She immediately began trying to wiggle her fingers and toes. She was relieved to find that she could still move them. The doctors said it wasn't too bad, and that you're lucky you won't suffer any negative effects from the break. It shouldn't take longer than 6 weeks to heal, they said. For that time, though, you need to rest, Kakashi told her. As Sakura lay there, she tried to recall the incident, but couldn't. In fact, she was having a hard time recalling any moments since before now. There were certain primal memories that had become such a part of her that she could never truly forget, even if she didn't properly remember, and that was who these people were to her. But she had no recollection of when she met them or how. Somehow, in her mind though, the word amnesia came to her. Besides that, her understanding of the term axial loading in regards to a spinal fracture also made sense. It seemed that much of her knowledge and abilities remained, but a good portion, if not all of her memories, were gone. She tried to explain this to her teammates, who explained it to her doctor. The doctor understood and said that this kind of thing was common with such a severe head injury. "Will my memories come back?" she asked. The doctor shrugged. "Some people regain their memories fairly quickly. Others take some time. In some cases, people may never remember. Perhaps doing some things to jog your memory could help," he said. "Whatever it may be, don't let it bother you. In a lot of cases, memory returns when you're not attempting to remember. So give it time," he said. Sakura understood. The doctors were also fairly impressed by how quickly she was healing. What Sakura was not yet fully aware of yet was that she was still currently capable of many techniques from a future she had left behind, and among them was creation rebirth. Her body began to heal, and within the week she was discharged from the hospital. When she was, Team 7 was there to greet her. "Hey Sakura," Naruto said. "I brought these for you," he said as he presented her flowers. Sakura took them. "Thank you, Naruto. You were always so sweet, I think," she said with a hint of doubt in her voice. Naruto smiled. Yeah, what can I say? You always used to have a massive crush on me, so I have to do something for you." Sakura looked at him out of the corner of her eye. "I may have amnesia, but I'm not stupid, Naruto. My brain may have forgotten who I like, but my heart never will. Isn't that right, Sasuke?" she said, turning her eyes toward him. Sasuke scoffed. "That was the one thing I was hoping you had forgotten," he said. Sakura let off a pouting face of sadness, though somehow she didn't feel as discouraged by these words as she thought she would. Kakashi then spoke. "Well, team, since we're a family, we need to take initiative to help Sakura recover. So let's just keep doing what we've been doing, and hopefully it'll jog her memory." And so for the first few days, they just sort of continued doing their everyday chores, which Sakura seemed to do as efficiently as ever. There was something obviously different about Sakura. Kakashi noticed this. She seemed more mature, more emotionally controlled, and more focused on the task at hand. Had her hitting her head really produced the girl she was now? Or had it simply set the one Sakura was hiding free? That was the question. As they continued to pick up the trash, walk the dogs, and do all manner of things that Genin did, they tried to take it easy. But Hiruzen would have none of that. You see, he had received a particular mission, and I'm sure you all know it. Say it with me, friends. Land of Waves. This mission was thought to be fairly easy and was set up to test how well a Genin team would work outside of the village. Would they become homesick? Would they be unable to be away from the pleasures of the village for an extended period of time? Could the idea of threats on the path dissuade them from going? And better yet, if they were attacked by robbers, would they abandon their mission or stay true to it? These were the questions Hiruzen had hoped to answer with this mission. And so, as he began preparing to send a shinobi team to go out and perform this, he had to decide who could or couldn't go. Among the many teams he had set up, he knew all but one had experienced a mission like this at some point in the past, and that caused Hiruzen to question if it were not best for him to send out Team 7. And so he commanded them that they should go on this mission to escort an elderly construction worker back to his village of origin. This mission was taken with great enthusiasm by Naruto, and though Sasuke wasn't intimidated or in any way caring about the mission, Sakura was somewhat excited, though she felt an intense feeling that she had done this before. They continued on the way to the village in the Land of Waves, and as they did, Sakura couldn't shake the sense of deja vu she was having. While Naruto and Sasuke were on point, Kakashi took up the rear, leaving Sakura to be the personal escort of Tazuna. That was until the Demon Brothers attacked. Now, Sakura didn't engage with these warriors, as the moment Naruto froze, Sasuke took charge of the situation and beat the two rogue shinobi down, giving Kakashi the chance to finish them off. However, Naruto, after being let down by his own cowardice, would stab into his hand with a kunai and swear upon the wound that he would never freeze again. Immediately, Sakura went into action. Walking away, she tossed his kunai away and slapped him. "Stop being an idiot," she said, enraged. "I don't care for your drama. If you want to do something, then do it, but don't hurt yourself like that," she said. Kakashi and Sasuke were both startled by this reaction. Naruto was too, to the point that as he stood there, his cheek swelling and pink, he couldn't help but stare through his eyes that seemed to subtly house tears in the corner. Sakura sighed as she took his hand. "I take very seriously the health of my teammates," she said. "Since when?" Sasuke asked. Sakura couldn't answer. As she looked at the wound, she spoke. "It's deep, bleeding profusely, an infection risk." Looking at the surprised Naruto, she spoke. "Such reckless behavior could cost you," she said. "If this were to get infected, you could get sick. If it became gangrenous, you could lose the limb entirely. And worst case scenario, the infection could kill you. That is, if you survived the bleeding," she said. Putting her hand over his, a green light flooded the wound to help close it. Kakashi was surprised to see this. "Sakura, you know the mystic palm technique?" he asked. As Sakura performed it, she thought about it. "I guess I do. That's a high-level medical ninjutsu. How did you come across it?" Sakura shook her head. "You're asking the wrong lady, Kakashi-sensei." Kakashi saw this and kept it in mind. After healing the wound, she looked at Naruto, who still seemed shocked at this. Her own heart feeling sorry for him, she pulled him over to her and kissed the red mark she left on his cheek slowly and filled with kindness. "I only strike you because I care for you. I don't want to see you get hurt, and I also want you to attempt to avoid it, okay?" She smiled at him and wiped tears from his eyes. Naruto smiled. "I'll do my best," he said. Sakura laughed. "I'm glad. You still want to become Hokage, right? You can only do that if you're healthy and alive. And making sure you stay that way is my job," she said. This dynamic pleased Kakashi and told him that Sakura understood the way a team should work. Whether she had always known it or the new perspective her amnesia gave her caused this, he didn't know. But what he did know was that this new Sakura, if it stuck around, would lead to her becoming a very skilled shinobi one day. From there, they called it a day and proceeded to rest, Kakashi keeping guard over the night for fear that they might be more mercenaries after them. As she slept, however, Sakura began to dream, and in her dream, she saw a strange scenario. She saw herself and the others walking down the road, but a man with a large sword confronting her. He covered his face like Kakashi, but wore a far different outfit. She saw Kakashi in a large bubble of water, suffocating as Naruto and Sasuke struggled to get him out. She awakened, startled in the night with a gasp. Kakashi, seeing her, spoke through a whisper. "Everything all right, Sakura?" Sakura looked to Kakashi. "Yeah, I just had a bad dream. I think it had to do with those rogue shinobi we met earlier today. I dreamed we were attacked again." Kakashi could understand this. It was the first time they had ever faced skilled enemy shinobi, and one of their teammates had gotten hurt, even if it was self-inflicted. "It's okay. I'm keeping watch. I won't let anyone hurt you while you're asleep. Feel free to go back to sleep if you want," Kakashi said. Sakura nodded. "Thanks for your vigilance, Kakashi-sensei." Sakura laid back down to sleep. As she began to sleep again, she dreamed no more that night. When the morning came, they all proceeded to continue their journey. As they did so, Sakura was startled half to death to see the man in her dream appear. She tried to warn Kakashi, but it was too late. He was dead set on fighting this guy. She hoped it turned out better than in her dream. Halfway convinced she was becoming a prophetess, Sakura was shocked when the very outcome she predicted was what came to pass. Kakashi was locked in a water prison, and both Naruto and Sasuke were struggling to rescue him. She looked back at Tazuna, who was obviously nervous. She spoke. "Mr. Tazuna, I need to rescue my mentor. Can you protect yourself with this?" she asked, offering a kunai to the man. Tazuna nodded. "I think I can manage. Go help your friends." Sakura turned around and rushed at Zabuza. Her charge was quick and filled with a battle cry that drew everyone's attention. The whole battle seemed to stop just to observe her rushing toward them. Sasuke and Naruto dove out of the way as Sakura jumped into the air. Her fists and body filled with chakra she had concentrated into her physical power. She brought her knuckles down toward Zabuza, who blocked with the flat of his blade. Zabuza knocked her back, only to see that her fist had left a dent in the side of the executioner's blade. This shocked everyone, but none as much as Zabuza himself. How could a mere genin, a little girl no less, have the strength to put a mark on such a legendary weapon, without a weapon to boot? Sakura ran forward and jumped into the air as if to strike him again, but this time Zabuza was ready. As he prepared to catch her with the edge of his blade while in the air, Kakashi cried out from the water bubble, expending air to make a muffled warning. Sakura knew what she was doing though. Instead of punching Zabuza again, she converted her momentum into a downward fall, just barely missing Zabuza's blade as her fist struck the earth below, causing it to rumble and crack, shifting. The water prison, unable to handle this new shape it was forced to take to accommodate the new foundation, burst as Zabuza attempted to leap away. Sakura, taking advantage of his placement in the air, threw a set of 3 shuriken at him to catch him, but he blocked them with the flat of the blade. As he stood there, Haku made his first appearance, planning to protect his mentor by helping him fake his own death to escape, something Kakashi suspected might be a ploy, as that was not how the Hunter Nin of Kirigakure worked. Kiri Hunter Nin would kill their target and dismantle them on the spot. They would not carry them away. So either this was the most inexperienced Hunter Nin, not worthy of tracking Zabuza, a former member of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, or he was a fake. But Kakashi was unable to tell anyone this, as the moment he regained control of his faculties, fatigue from overusing his Sharingan set in. As he collapsed, Sakura checked on him. "Is he okay?" Naruto asked. "He doesn't seem hurt. I think he just overtaxed his chakra. Still in a dangerous condition, but not something I can't manage." "You can fix this?" Sasuke asked. Sakura thought about it. "Yeah, I think I can," she said. With the help of Tazuna, they brought Kakashi to the home of the Master Builder. They found a place for Kakashi to rest and laid him down there. All the while, Sakura began to put together ration pills that could get her master back on his feet in no time. After administering one to him, she spoke. "That sword guy. He's not dead," she said. Kakashi nodded. "I agree. The way he was taken by that Hunter Nin was suspect." Sakura shook her head. "I believe it for a different reason," she said. "What is it?" Kakashi asked. "Well, you see, the areas where he was struck, while there are some very powerful nerves in those locations, the ones that were struck were not fatal. They can mimic fatality, but recovery from them is near 100%. He'll just be out of commission for a few days." "You sure know a lot about the human body and medicine, Sakura," Kakashi said. Sakura nodded. "I must have been studying it sometime before I hit my head." "Studying it is an understatement," Kakashi said. "The level of skill you possess is on par with a vetted medical nin. You could probably pass for a doctor if your age didn't give you away." Sakura smiled shyly. "That means a lot, Kakashi-sensei," she said, but slowly her smile turned to worry. "Remember that dream I had last night about us being attacked by the rogue shinobi?" Kakashi nodded. "Yeah, why?" Sakura began to explain how everything in her dream transpired the same way it had in the real world. Kakashi thought it curious that she should have a premonition like this. "Has this ever happened before?" he asked. "Not that I can remember." Kakashi nodded his head. "Well, chakra is strange. It possesses the ability to alter space and time, so perhaps some techniques you have, or simply the way your chakra flows, allowed you to peer into the future for a split second. It's not impossible. I've seen some people who claimed to be able to see the future." Sakura nodded. "Well, keep me updated about any dreams you have. If they are premonitions, we'll deal with them together." Sakura nodded. "Yes, Kakashi-sensei." Kakashi then spoke again. "You know, I feel pretty crappy right now. Despite that, I know I need to teach Sasuke and Naruto some stuff. Give them a goal so they don't get soft. I was wondering if you could teach them for me," he said. "Oh? What's the lesson?" she asked. Kakashi explained how he hoped to teach them the importance of chakra control by helping them develop the practical skill of the wall walk technique. "Can I entrust you to teach them this, since you seem to understand chakra control so well?" Sakura was hesitant to take on such a big responsibility, but Kakashi smiled at her. "Come on, it won't be that hard. Even if you don't do well, whatever you do still would be better than just letting them laze about on the couch all day." To that, Sakura could not disagree. And so she made the decision to do as Kakashi had asked. She took the boys out back and explained to them what Kakashi had told her to do, and what she was going to do. "I'm going to teach you this valuable skill," she said as she stood upside down on a tree limb. "First off," she said, "you need to understand how chakra control works and why it's important. Inside of you flows an energy that is unique and allows you to perform many techniques some might consider almost magical, such as conjuring the elements and even altering reality to some degree. This power is controlled by weaving hand signs and focusing chakra with proper commands. But it's not just about how the chakra flows, but how much you give it. Chakra control is essential as it ensures that you never use too much or too little. If you use too much, you'll tire out too quickly, and that can lead to death against a skilled opponent. However, if you use too little, your jutsu won't even fire off, and you'll have wasted the resources to use it. Finding the perfect center between these two can be difficult, and many shinobi spend their entire life honing this skill. It is as important as growing your chakra, as proper control not only lets smaller chakra wells go farther, but it also ensures that they're sharpened to a deadly degree. A sword can be more deadly than a club, but an axe even more so. So for now, instead of growing your chakra well, we're instead going to teach you how to properly use it. She jumped down. After seeing this athleticism and hearing the commanding presence in her voice, Naruto couldn't help but feel infatuated. His ears burning red, his heart throbbing. He was love-struck by her awesomeness. Even Sasuke, who wasn't really infatuated with her, couldn't help but admit that this was cool, wondering where she got this skill from. "For now, I want you to focus on your chakra," she said. "The bottoms of your feet and the palms of your hands are the areas where most shinobi can mold chakra. It's easier to mold chakra on the palms of your hands than the soles of your feet, which is why I'm going to teach you how to control it on the bottom of your feet. Because if you can master this skill, then you'll have a far easier time mastering chakra control on your hands. Now, here's what I want you to do. Channel your chakra. Imagine you can feel the energy flowing through you. Deep in your stomach, your chakra gathers and spreads out to all extremities. Feel that energy moving through your whole body, filling it loosely like a jelly donut. Now imagine that jelly at the bottoms of your feet, swirling inward, from your heels and toes back toward the arch of your foot. Imagine it like a suction cup. Once you have the feeling and image in your mind, begin trying to walk up it like this." Sakura began to walk up the tree as easily as she would walk across the ground. Jumping back down, she told them to try. The boys were excited, attempting to catch up with Sakura. She watched them for a while, but failure was the only outcome with every attempt, and Sakura understood why. No, she said. "Come here. You two have polar opposite issues." In regards to Naruto, who kept sliding off the tree, she spoke. "You aren't adding enough chakra, Naruto. You need to add more. Add more jelly to the donut." Then to Sasuke, who kept flying off the tree, she spoke. "And you're having too much chakra, Sasuke. What you're doing is overfilling your donut until it explodes. Trust me, bigger isn't better in this regard. All it does is explode the tree and make you hurt yourself. Add less chakra, okay?" They began to try again, but this time they switched outcomes. It was Naruto who flew off the tree from too much chakra and Sasuke who slid off of it. Sakura rubbed her face as they simply couldn't get the hang of this. She called them back over. "Sit down," she said. Naruto and Sasuke begrudgingly followed orders. Sakura sat down as well. "Raise up one of your feet." Naruto lifted his right foot and Sasuke his left. Sakura then lifted her own feet and placed them against Sasuke and Naruto's. She began to manipulate her chakra the way it ought to be done, gripping onto their feet with the same force she would a tree. "This feeling, commit it to memory. Don't let it slip away. This is how much chakra you should use here. Now go try again." The two boys rose up from the ground and walked over to the trees. They looked to each other and remembered the feeling they felt when Sakura demonstrated, and from there they managed to perfectly climb the tree. "Good," Sakura called to them. "You got it. Now keep practicing. Don't forget how to do this, but also don't stop experimenting. Be ingenuitive. It's not enough to know how this works, you also need to know why this works. When you figure that out, you'll make your own methods. That's when a student becomes a master." And so they trained for a bit more until Sakura was sure they understood what they were doing. She then called them back. "Good work. I think we can call it for the day. Let's head back to the house, grab a snack, and get to bed. Tomorrow, Kakashi should be back in action and will likely be on guard duty until the bridge is finished." Naruto and Sasuke nodded, and the three went home. That night, as she slept, she had another dream about Zabuza and Haku. She dreamed that they would be on the bridge and fighting together. She sensed that Sasuke would be in danger, put into a prison. That startled her, but that wasn't the only dream she had. She dreamt of a woman. A tall woman, muscular and beautiful, the definition of what a kunoichi should be. That woman had blonde hair like Ino, but a completely different air about her, one of pure badassery and confidence. Upon her head, she had a diamond-like marking and was explaining it to Sakura. The strength of 100 seal. The next morning, as Sakura woke up, she cleaned her face in the bathroom and looked to see that she now had a mark there too. She must have formed it in her sleep as she remembered what it was. This didn't go unnoticed by Kakashi, though it was Naruto who spoke more about it, mentioning that it looked like she had just come back from some religious retreat. Sakura shook her head and explained what it was. Kakashi asked how she learned about it, and she told him it was through a dream. She also took Kakashi to the side and explained what was going to happen that day. Kakashi understood and said he'd be ready for it. As they all went to the bridge, Sakura recalled where she was when Haku attacked them and where Sasuke was. She had Sasuke switch places with her for the time being. She couldn't explain why she had such skills, but she had the confidence to fight back against even the strongest opponents, and felt as though she might win. And with the strength of 100 seal, she felt even more confident. Or at least she felt that she'd fare better than Sasuke, who in her dream nearly died. Eventually, just as her dream predicted, Zabuza and Haku appeared. As Zabuza attacked Kakashi, Sakura engaged with Haku to keep his attention. Sasuke wanted to help, but Sakura told him to stay back and guard Tazuna. Sasuke was angered by this, feeling as though she were thinking herself better than him. This was not Sakura's intent, but she couldn't deny that something was different about her, and she possessed more knowledge and skill than most people her age. She hoped it would be enough to handle Haku. As she and Haku fought, they exchanged strike after strike. Haku was fairly skilled in his own right, but Sakura wasn't giving in. She was testing the waters with every blow. Given Haku was using Senbon as a weapon, a fairly unconventional choice, Sakura assumed her opponent had a very good understanding of the human body and its inner workings. She decided to be very careful with her attacks, and tried to anticipate the most likely places where her opponent might strike. She narrowed down various nerves and their locations, and anticipated that this was where Haku would attack. She put up more defense for these locations to keep Haku at bay. As she kept Haku off, Sakura began to pour on the speed. To a degree, Haku could no longer keep up. Sakura was surprised by how much she had in the tank. She could move and comprehend things at a speed that almost seemed trivial to an Uchiha's. Where she had learned to do this, she never knew, but all the same, she began to crank up the heat on her assault on Haku, managing to drive him back. He attempted to flee into his demonic mirroring ice crystals in hopes of trapping Sakura and keeping her unable to touch him by moving at light speed across different mirrors. However, he could not guess that she could react at that speed. What Sakura did not know was that Sasuke, whose Sharingan could witness those things at only the earliest awakening of one Tomoe, had evolved its reaction time to Mangekyo Sharingan levels, and had increased his physical speed to be able to react to such a thing. And to rival that, Sakura had to grow as well. And now the evidence of that training was right here, right now. Seeing Haku's trajectory, she met the mirror just as Haku appeared in it, punching it so hard that it shattered and sent Haku flying back. As Sakura stood there, she was surprised, as she didn't even have to use her strength of 100 seal to do this. She could only imagine what she could do with the seal now. But as the battle came to an end, Haku rose to his feet. His mask shattered to expose his face, and Sakura saw it, and suddenly some more of her memories came back. Her life to that point, as well as what was about to happen, was awakened in her, though she did not remember her future quite yet. It only caused more questions in her head, as to how she learned the things she didn't remember studying. In the end, in an attempt to save his master, Haku jumped in front of Kakashi's Chidori. But after Naruto's words about the shinobi world and Haku, Zabuza changed his ways. He realized that what he was doing was wrong, and fought to the death to free the land of waves from the control of Gato and his men. In the end, Zabuza died beside Haku, and as he died, he uttered one final wish to see Haku one more time. He then perished. It was quite the emotional scene indeed, but was one that Sakura had a bit of forewarning on. With the mission over, she began to return home with her team, and as she did, she informed Kakashi of what she'd seen. Kakashi couldn't explain why it was that she had these abilities despite having never learned them, but he told her that likely the future would tell. Upon returning to the village, Sakura was left to herself to ponder these things. Kakashi would explain everything that had happened on mission and told the Hokage that he believed his team was ready for the Chunin exams. After hearing it, Hiruzen had to agree. And after hearing that, Kurenai and Asuma made the decision to submit their students as well. At first, Hiruzen was apprehensive about letting 3 rookies into the Chunin exams, let alone 9 of them. But despite that, he had to agree that the skill displayed was appropriate for the exams, so he agreed to allow the 9 children to take them. Kakashi couldn't wait to tell his team. That night, as Sakura laid in bed, she couldn't help but think about what had happened, the things she could do and what she was capable of. Where did she learn these techniques and abilities? Closing her eyes, she decided that this was a question for another day. And that's where I plan to pause this for now. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Sakura, if actually allowed to shine, is actually quite strong compared to the whole village. The only issue is that she's often compared to Sasuke and Naruto, who are the main antagonist and protagonist respectively. Sakura is cursed with chronic third wheel syndrome, and because of that, we assume she can't do anything. but that couldn't be further from the truth. Sakura Haruno is a tank, and perhaps the most powerful shinobi in all of Konoha outside of Naruto and Sasuke. But what do you think? Did you enjoy the video? Was it well worth the wait? If so, be sure to tell us in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos as they drop, and while you wait, check out these other videos from our channel. Until next time, peace out.